Now, delighted to be joined by leading GAA referee Maggie Farrelly ahead of today's launch of Super Values #Community Includes Everyone campaign. Now in their 13th year of supporting the GAA All-Ireland Senior Football Championship, Super Value is once again calling on each and every member of GAA communities across the country to do what they can to make their community more diverse and inclusive. Maggie, good morning to you. How are you getting on? Hi Maggie.
Good morning. How's it going, Joe?
Yeah, good. You can hear us all right. A bit of a delay on the line. You're in the bowels of Croke Park there, where sometimes the reception isn't amazing. Come here. What's your schedule like at the moment? How soon in advance are you getting notice of what games you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I suppose it's a week on, week off. I suppose, appointments are given out mostly on Monday morning. At the moment, I'm back at club scene. The National League finished up there a couple of weeks back, so it's just focused on club scene at the moment, and then whatever opportunities comes up then during the championship. I was involved with the Derry Tyrone game there as fourth official, and last weekend I was running the line for the under-20 game with Kildare and Sligo in Breffni. So it kind of just goes from week to week with appointments.
What is the fourth official gig in Gaelic football in particular? Because we kind of quite familiar with it from soccer and seeing the fourth official and all that stuff. What is the role actually in GAA?
Yeah, so the sideline official looks after all the substitutions and looks after all the, the technical boxes from both sides of match, just ensuring that everybody's in their designated area. You're also, in terms of additional time that's added on to each half, you're showing the board for that as well. So there are your probably three main responsibilities in terms of dealing with substitutions, making sure that everybody is behaving themselves along the line and so far as that everybody's in their technical area doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then, as I said, then just indicating then what times to be added on then after each half.
I'd say being on the sideline for Derry Tyrone is almost as dangerous as being inside in the game.
Oh, we lost you there, Maggie, did we?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch that there.
I was just making the point about the sideline at the Derry Tyrone game. It seemed pretty animated. Roy Gallagher, of course, giving his best to G on the team. I presume as a fourth official, when you're in there in the sideline and those managers are, things are getting pretty exciting out there. There is a fair amount of you to do, especially when it comes to like telling the lads to stay in their area.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, as we all know that managers, it can be, quite boisterous along the line, and it's just to ensure that they're being respectful of their own players and respectful of team officials and their opposition and so on. So you're just managing that and you're just making sure that they're not crossing the line in terms of where they're at and what they're doing and what they're saying and so on. So again, you have to be on the forefront. You can't be passive. You have to be on the ball as such with those kind of behaviours and just trying to do the best you can in that given situation.
I was going to say that being the sideline official sounds like it's far more work. There's loads more that can go wrong in terms of, okay, was that a blood sub? Was that their fifth sub? Was that their sixth sub? How much extra time am I going to have to... Like, that is a very busy role compared with on the field. It's ebb and flow. The game is on. The game starts. The game finishes. You're getting a bit of help, hopefully, from your sideline. It sounds like you might prefer being on the field in the middle of the action than being responsible for all of the comings and goings for both teams. Yeah,
sometimes it's probably easier to be the person in the middle refereeing the game rather than being on the sideline. As you alluded to there, it can be a very busy time, particularly when you're dealing with maybe incidents along the sideline, dealing with maybe with a substitution or a blood sub. Again, you're recording all those incidents that happen, and again, it's your duty and responsibility to record all the substitutions, whether it's a full sub or if it's a temporary substitution. So again, you've a lot to, I suppose, to think about and a lot to do. But again, it all comes back to your teamwork, the teamwork with the referee, So from a substitution perspective, you're letting the referee know that a substitution is ready, and then once the referee is ready, then in a stoppage and play, that he is ready to take the sub on. So again, it's all about the communication that we have with each other and the teamwork, and that's, I suppose, essentially how we work together, on a given day.
Who else is on the headset? So you're obviously on a headset to the referee, is that right?
Yeah, so we're all mic'd up. So we're linked in with the referee, the four umpires, 2 lines people, and the fourth official. So you've got a strong team of 7 that's wired up at any given time, and again, everybody's in communication there,
And is it open communication all the time? Are people chatting away, kind of keep an eye out? No,
definitely not. No, you only talk when you need to talk. So you do. Everything is very limited. So yeah, because obviously you don't want to be causing distractions. So you're only talking when you absolutely need to talk.
Okay, so just because I'm thinking about this, right? At the end of the game, both teams are sending on subs kind of at the same time. Sometimes double substitutions, sometimes double substitutions. So 5 minutes left, both teams are putting on 2 players at the same time. A blood sub is coming on separately, and you're like, okay, how much time am I adding on here? And I've got to make sure I've got these 4 right. You can see how mistakes will be made.
Yeah, again, it's keeping it on top of your paperwork and just working together and being calm along the sideline is the key. That you don't get too excited or you don't get bogged down on what's really happening. Like you have a job to do, you have a role to do, and it's just to ensure that you've got full confidence in yourself and that you are and remain calm under pressure at all times. Again, it's the communication that you have with the referee. That you're not allowing substitutions happen until he is ready. So everything is very much on the referee's control, and again it's up to him to announce additional time as well. So he would communicate that over if it's 2 or 3 minutes, depending on the number of substitutions and stoppages that there was in play. He will relay that message on to the sideline official, and then the sideline official then indicates it then to the spectator. So again, it's the teamwork, it's the communication that we have, and the key is in any of those roles is that you remain calm and that you're confident in your role.
Yeah, there is a lot, it seems, for the referee and for all the officials, I guess, to kind of look after at the moment, but especially the referee. Like I saw in the Tyrone under-20s game the last day, there was kind of like a wrong red card given out until the referee kind of corrected his decision. Obviously with the timekeeping, as we mentioned there, it's a bit of a mire sometimes. Like, would you like some of those decisions or some of those responsibilities to be taken out of the hands of the person in the middle at the very least?
Yeah, look at. I suppose it's part and parcel of our game. It's one of those that you're responsible for. Because at the end of the day, you're the person in the middle that's stopping the clock. To deal with substitutions or to deal with injuries. So it's your clock that stopped. So it's up to you then to add on the sufficient time then to the covers or allows for that time that has elapsed during those breakages in play. So I suppose it's probably is the duty and the responsibility of the referee to deal with that.
Do you look at other sports, like in particular maybe like basketball with 2 referees, and maybe even women's football with the hooter system as, I guess, possible things that men's Gaelic football could implement?
Yeah, there's different strategies, and I suppose that there was an experimental back a number of years ago with the hooter system in play as well. Again, but it's a communication that you have with the person that's working on the hooter. That when the referee has stopped the play for, as I said, an injury or for a substitution, that the person on the hooter stops the clock at the exact same time. That is actually counting down. So again, it's working in collaboration with each other to ensure that the same time is marked off, by both personnel.
What are your hopes for the rest of the season, Maggie, in terms of your involvement? Is there a plan in place? Is it that far ahead? Do you know what games you might be involved in, or is it, as you said, just week to week at the moment?
It's just week to week at the moment. So there's there's no big plan as such. Just to do the best that I can every time I'm out there, and every given opportunity, I suppose. And for me, it's just whatever games I get, I'm very happy to be involved in, and I look forward to the season ahead. One
last question: the Give Respect campaign's obviously been at the forefront in recent years. Is it having an impact? Are we as a society and as sports supporters and fans and members of GAA clubs getting better at respecting the difficulties that referees have?
Yeah, the Get Respect, Give Respect. Yeah, that campaign is in for the last number of years, I suppose, and I suppose the most important thing is that it starts off at grassroots level as well. It's okay that that at national level and so on, but at grassroots level is where it needs to be kind of honed in. That particularly when young referees or new referees are taking up the whistle, that they are getting the respect, and they are getting the chance, to, obviously, like when you're starting out, you're going to make mistakes. Obviously, when you're at that, as you progress as well, it's inevitable that you make mistakes too. But it's just to ensure that people are respectful. Like at the end of the day, you've only got a split second to make a decision, and you sort of have to just live with that. But it's not for people to get, being aggressive or, to be disrespectful to people, just losing their heads with referees or officials,
Yeah, well, fingers crossed that does continue to have an impact and we get better at it, because we still feels like we've a good way to go. Maggie, enjoy the rest of the season. Thanks a million for joining us this morning. Cheers.